Good morning, guys. Might actually not be good morning where you're watching this, but welcome back to another vlog because I am very tight on schedule this week and this vlog needs to be out on Monday. It is now Saturday. So yeah, I'm running on a very tight schedule this week. But nevertheless, thank you for all the support in the last video, which of course was me and Keith training legs. That was a really fun video. I looked at the comments, seemed like you liked the kind of more raw aspect of not so much talking to the camera, more training, more cinematic. It was a fun video to record for sure. I really like that style of content in the gym because I often feel like I just honestly say the same things a lot, and that's something that when I watch content personally, or we both watch content. Loz is now smashing her mug with a paste.
Apologies.
We see a lot is just, a lot of repetition, and obviously, there's new people watching the content. There's probably someone new that's not ever watched my videos watching this. So you've got to accommodate for those people, but at the same time, you've got to keep the content engaging for the people that keep coming back. So today is going to be a full day of eating. If you follow this diet, you will definitely get shredded because that's...
I would be obese.
You wouldn't be obese on this diet.
I'd be gaining still. That's the thing. And this is what you'll find most girls is that even what your partner's eating during prep is probably more than your off-season diet.
Yeah, potentially. Depends.
Well, it is for me anyway, because I'm basically like a child.
Depends if you're like, let's say, a lightweight natural bodybuilder, you could be dating like a Miss Olympia, like women's bodybuilder.
Yeah, and if you're also probably like average female height and you're not like me, who has to eat like a child.
Couple of years time though, you're heading to Miss Olympia for bodybuilding.
I'm doing the super heavies next season.
The super heavies, yeah. So yeah, 4 day of eating to get contest ready. Meal number 1 is the following. It's actually changed since the last time I recorded as well. It is... Loz is laughing.
I'm sorry, but those green beans that are sticking out.
Mate, like, I should have courgette, but where's the courgette?
Right.
I don't need to say for me.
AJ just expects you to imagine somebody has to actually order the food. So if something isn't requested, it doesn't just come from nowhere. Do you understand? So
Right. Enough. That's definitely going to have to be a Loz News thing. All right. So, yeah. 250 grams of egg whites. 50 grams of avocado. Normally I've had courgette in there, so it actually looks a bit more presentable and less comical, according to Loz. So, it is the next day, and I'm not recording a 4 day of eating, but I am putting this clip in to prove that I can make a better omelette / pancake than I did yesterday morning, because I look back at that clip and wow, that's extremely B-Tech cooking. So, I can actually cook relatively well. This is what it looks like when I don't just have green beans sticking out of it like some sort of mess. No, it wasn't disgusting. It was fine. Gosh, she's always here just giving her opinion every day.
If you didn't know.
This is how I burn so many calories, is just dealing with Loz.
I'm a professional chef.
All right, okay, cool. There it is. End of discussion today. Onions, tomatoes, and I cook it in like a small pan, so it ends up coming out like like a pancake, to be honest. So it's just tremendous. It's exactly like a pancake as well. Like if you're used to eating American pancakes and you change this, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't tell a difference. So a nice, super high calorie meal 1. And I've also slightly tweaked my meal frequency, I think, since the last time I recorded a 4 day of eating. So no, I definitely have the last 4 day of eating I did was not when we were doing this meal frequency. So yeah, Loz is arguing as always. So yeah, I will see you back for meal number 2 after this. box off some steps, some more check-ins. Saturday's a pretty moderate day. Well, actually, I say a moderate day. It's a pretty busy day, but the way that it splits up, I have a lot of US athletes check in on this day, so it means that the first morning stint doesn't feel as hectic because some of them come through a little bit later. So yeah, but and a lot of people again starting prep like this weekend. So exciting times. All right, we'll see you at meal number 2. All right, morning of work completes, and it is now time for the meal before the workout, aka the pre-workout meal. Arms and delts today, which is actually a relatively new session just because I've pulled my bicep work out of pull and placed it into an arm day with some tricep stuff, and I do less tricep stuff on push just because at the end of sessions now, it's kind of 3 major things. One, I really like training days. I like it, keeps me busy, gets me out of the house, gives me a break in between work. Like I'll come back this afternoon, do a bit more work before wind down for the evening. So it breaks my day really well. It also allows me to get my normal movement in at the gym, things like that. But it's just the quality of the work. The quality of the arm work at the end of the sessions is it's just never as good as when you put it on its own day. So even coming off the back of pull, obviously you use your biceps on pulling movements. Yes, there's a little bit of fatigue there, but it's so minor in the grand scheme of things. If you're worried about that, then you're worried about too many little things. So yeah, I did it first like 5 days ago, went really well, and it didn't interrupt with the push session either. So I tag on like a little bit of side delt work into this day. And also the third thing is kind of just a confidence thing as well, because when I pose after training some of my weaker body parts and I feel my arms full of blood, I get a little bit more of a confidence boost looking at those shots than I do when I've only got like a semi-pumped arm, for example, like just blood in my biceps or just blood in my triceps. So I really like that element of training arms and delts. So yeah, we'll rock with this. Obviously, it's always going to be a case of seeing how I recover, and if it takes away from any other sessions or there's a day where I need to rest the day before legs, then I will. But right now the split is basically push with some triceps, back and rear delts, arms and a little bit of side delts, legs, and then a rest day, and then repeat. So yeah, pre-workout meal. 100 grams of oats, which is made this morning, so then it's put in like the freezer, so it sets again, just like eating them cold when it's pre-training. And 100 grams of raspberries. I got some very mixed views last time about the battle between fresh versus frozen. Some people were arguing that different fruits are better fresh. I agree to some extent. So I think that debate will continue to go on for probably many years, maybe decades. All right, well, enjoy this, and I will probably catch up with you guys when I'm back. I don't do an intra or an EA on this session because the session is 45 minutes long, so I'm back by the time that I need a protein feeding again. Okay, so back from the gym. Arms and delts was very, very good. Really like that session. It's like such a simple session, but it just proves how important for me to have those body parts on their own day is, because even just like little things like the mind-muscle connection that I get in triceps and biceps, doing them on their own day, and the pump that I get versus doing them at the end of push or pull it's incomparable for myself. For other people, it might not be the case. Anyway, post-workout meal, 75 grams of dry weight jasmine rice, some salad, it's 125 grams worth, 50 grams of kimchi, a little bit of salt. So I weigh out my salt at the start of the day, 5 grams, spread it over my meals, a little bit more on my pre and my post workout. And yes, I do put salt on my oats, and yes, it does taste pretty good, at least in my opinion. And then 200 grams of chicken. Reason for the chicken being a little bit higher is because I only do 4 meals right now. That is something that has changed since the last video. Sorry for my wet hair and my nose strip. I'm looking super cool. So that's something that's kind of changed since the last video that you would have seen, is switching from 5 meals to 4. The meal that got taken out was basically a protein, a vegetable meal anyway. It was just beef and some green beans. So that's why I then changed meal 1 to egg whites, to make sure that I was having a variety of different protein options. So in this day, I have, it depends what like day I'm on, and whether I have like chicken or fish, but post-workout's always chicken or fish. Meal one, always egg whites, eggs, or egg whites, avocado, again, depending on what day I'm on, because there's slight differences between each day. And then obviously I have 2 whey protein meals, and then normally I have an intra. So the intra is kind of the fifth protein feeding and meal, because obviously I have carbs during the workout and then EAAs middle way through the workout. So yeah, it allows for a better routine basically, because get back from the gym, it's now like 3:30. Normally I have this meal about 4 o'clock on a regular training day, because it's a bit later, the sessions are a little bit longer. Today's a bit shorter. And then I have basically a couple of hours to do a bit more work, finish off my steps, and then I have my last meal about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and then I go to bed for 8. So it just makes my routine better, you know. I still have 5 meals on a rest day because I just prefer eating a bit more frequently. But on a training day, the 4 meals just works super, super well. So I wouldn't go any lower than 4 meals personally, and like 5, ideally 5 protein feedings, 4 meals works really well for most people. But yeah, like, I think if you're on lower food, obviously if you're on higher food, 4 meals is probably not going to work. Like if you're on anywhere above 3,000 calories, I think that's where it starts, where it starts to get a little bit tough to be able to fit in the amount of food that's needed across 4 meals. But yeah, for me, this just works perfectly. So I'm going to tuck into this, and then I've got an onboarding video to do for a new athlete that's starting. I've done their setup, I just need to record the video and then finish off some steps for the day, and it will be last meal. I'll see you then. All right, guys, good evening. So it is the last meal of the day, and it's basically the same meal as the pre-workout meal. So 125 grams of oats, 20 grams of dark chocolate, cinnamon, salt on top of that. Again, I cooked this earlier just because I have a preference of that at the moment, and 150 grams of raspberries. So the difference that you would have seen in this meal versus the last time that you saw me have this was probably the mangoes changed for raspberries, which is moderately upsetting. But it basically just frees up some carbohydrates. So I think one of my last nutritional adjustments was simply changing my fruit options. And that is an option when you're dieting, and of course is definitely keep your fruit in, but just go for less carbohydrate dense fruit options. So switching from something like mangoes, which is actually pretty high in carbs for a fruit, to something like raspberries allows you to keep the same food volume. So similar feelings of satiety, but with less carbohydrates. So it's a nice simple swap that doesn't really feel like you're reducing calories, but you are. And those are the things that I like to do with clients as well, is try to find ways to pull from the diet without them feeling like we're pulling from the diet. So yeah, last meal of the day, gonna watch probably a new documentary on Netflix. We just finished watching the documentary. I've forgotten what it's called, but it was basically about USA basketball team when they went to the Olympics last year, I believe, Paris. We watched the one before that about like the dream team, which is again about the USA and their basketball team for the Olympics. I always like watching docs like that because you get a lot from watching how different coaches work in different sports, watching the different my speaking is gone this evening. Watching the different psychologies and psychological states of different athletes as well. I find psychology of sport very interesting. It's something I always found interesting, even when I was involved in motorsport. So that is something that I love watching, but I'm pretty sure we're going to watch some sort of something with Robert De Niro in, I think, tonight, and start that. So the other thing that I do at night is have 1 scoop of glutathione max from Strong Sports. I really like that, really rate that product. Just in terms of immune system function, it's one of the most potent antioxidants you can take. Great at reducing oxidative stress. It's just a great supplement. And then I take 4 caps of Unwind from Trained by JP, which is my sleep supplement. And other than that, I don't take any other supplements in the evening, just those. So yeah, that's another day wrapped up. Tomorrow I will likely vlog some of my leg day. Obviously I won't do any of the foods because you've seen them, but I will likely take you through that leg session. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you sleep well. I mean, you're probably not watching this before you go to bed, but if you do, hit pause now, and then you can join me tomorrow after a great night of sleep. So yeah, see you tomorrow, guys. I've been taking like 190 for 6 consistently. 6, 6, 6, 6. So I'm going to try, I'm just going to try and break them up. So I'll do like 1 week 190-ish, 1 week 180. Obviously different bar, different place and shit. So if I can get 8 to 10 with this, I'll be fucking good. go, bud. Come on. Strong pull. Strong pull. Yes! Whoa. Good. Stick with it now. Good. Packing up. Come on. Let's go. Good lads. One there. Good lad. Nice. Ah. Good man. Slow back. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. All right, guys. So I have just finished editing up today's vlog, and I am here to perform an outro. Wow, this hair is really getting quite wild. I've not had it cut, funnily enough, at all. Not sides, apart from like the neck here, which looks like, I don't know, a bit of like, it just looks weird. So Loz like trims that bit down when I start to look stupid. But I've not had it cut since November. So I'll be honest with you guys, I have no plans to get it cut. I really want to grow it quite long. I want to see what it looks like. I must admit, and I also am slightly inspired by my man Gonzalo. I'm not sure if he'll watch this full video, but if he does, respect to G Barrio Gonzalo, because he came over, when was it? I think it was like last year, and obviously I saw him in Dubai as well, which funnily enough is very much linked to this video, because obviously I trained with Donte, and he won his pro card in Dubai. That's where I got to spend a good bit more time with Alex and Gonzalo. And yeah, he grew out his hair, and honestly, it just looked epic. It just looked so good. The only thing I need to try and do is, in the off season, grow out a beard, and I think I'll be sorted for having more presentable off season looks, because to be honest, when I'm in the off season, my face gets really quite chubby and round. So if I can have some decent looking hair and a bit of facial hair, I think I might bring myself up a few notches in terms of appearance, which, as much as I'm not trying to impress anyone, it's good for self-confidence. And when I'm on video all day, every day, it's nice to have a little bit of confidence in your own look. But I am liking the hair. So comment below hair if you've made it to the end. And I do appreciate some of the people that have actually commented on the fact that it does look better. I know Maxi, also one of my clients, he messaged me privately actually to say that my hair looked really good. So respect to Maxi, man, because from a guy to a guy, it's nice to get a compliment like that. So all right, guys, I'll leave you to the rest of your days. If you have made it to the end, I really appreciate it. I was gonna, like, there was audio on the clips with me and Donte training, but it was just like, you can hear by some of the clips I've left, it's really, really like rattly and loud. Like I had I had it on my phone with the microphone, and yeah, I just didn't set them up very well at all. And Donte also lost one of the magnets, so Donte now owes me like probably £500-600 easy for a magnet. So yeah, it just would have basically like rattled your ears, and you'd have left the video because you wouldn't have wanted to listen to that audio. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and anything I can help you guys with, as always, comment below, just ask, head to the MBW site, pop a question in the forum. And yeah, I will look forward to catching up with you guys in the next video. Speak soon.